You mastered counting in Arabic. واحد, اثنين, ثلاثة. Great. But what about expressing order? Like saying first, second, and third. Or even 20th, 95th, and such. Welcome to Arabic with Amina. These are known as ordinal numbers and will be the topic of today's video. Don't miss out on our fun quiz at the end, so make sure to watch all the way through. These are numbers 1 through 10. واحد, اثنين, ثلاثة, أربعة, خمسة, ستة, سبعة, ثمانية, تسعة, عشرة. For now, we're going to be focusing on all of them except 1, 2, and 6. We'll come back to these later. What we're going to do is take each number and use its fraction. So for 3, or ثلاثة, we will say ثلث, 1/3. أربعة, ربع, a quarter. خمسة, خمس, a fifth. We're skipping 6 for now. سبعة, سبع, a seventh. ثمانية, ثمن. تسعة, تسع. And عشرة, عشر. In order to transform these numbers into ordinal numbers, to say third, fourth, fifth, and such, we are simply going to add a alif after the first letter of these fractions. So ثالث is third. ربع we transform into رابع. We will have a fatha before the alif and a kasra after it. To say fifth, خامس. Seventh, سابع. Eighth, ثامن. Ninth, تاسع. 10th, عاشر. You can see that all the fractions have the same letters that are present in the numbers. So ثلاثة, ثلث, we take the main letters. ثاء, لام, ثاء. أربعة, ربع. خمسة, خمس. And that's why we didn't talk about number 6. But now we will be talking about ستة. The fraction of ستة is sudus, 1/6. It has a dal in it, even though the number 6 has a ta. That's why we didn't explain it with the other numbers. But it follows the same rule. To say 6th, we would say sadis. Include the alif after the first letter. Pretty straightforward. Now to talk about numbers 1 and 2. واحد, اثنين. These are completely different. And you're just going to have to memorize their form. So to transform واحد into first, it is أول. أول. And to transform اثنين or 2 to second, we would say ثاني. So these are the ordinal numbers we went through. أول, ثاني, ثالث, رابع, خامس, سادس, سابع, ثامن, تاسع, and عاشر. Let's see them being used in sentences or everyday talk. أحمد حصل على المركز الأول. Ahmed got first place. Another example. الحرب العالمية الثانية بدأت عام 1939. World War II started in 1939. But hold on, this sentence actually is incorrect. We don't say الحرب العالمية الثانية. Instead, we say الحرب العالمية الثانية with the ta مربوطة. We use the word the second in the feminine form. So every ordinal number has a feminine form. Basically, you just take a ta marbuta and add it to the end, except for number 1, which first is awwal. The feminine form has a ya maqsura added to it instead of ta marbuta. So it's ula, and a dhamma on the first letter. So awwal is the masculine form and ula is the feminine form. An example using the feminine form would be السنة الأولى من الجامعة هي الأصعب. The first year of university is the hardest. We are using the feminine form because السنة, or year, the word which we are describing, the first year, is feminine in Arabic. You can see that ta marbuta at the end of the word. So ordinal numbers have both masculine and feminine forms to match the noun they are describing. So we covered how to form ordinal numbers from 1 to 10. But what about numbers like 11, 12, 13, the teen numbers? How do we put those in the ordinal form? Well, we're going to start off with number 12. We're going to skip 11, 11, because that's a little bit different. The other numbers, 12 through 19, will follow the same pattern. It's very simple. We said that to say second in Arabic, we say الثاني. So we say الثاني and simply add عشر at the end. So to say the 12th, we say الثاني عشر. And to say the feminine form, we say الثانية عشر. So we use the single digit ordinal form, الثاني. Make sure it has التعريف to the first part, and then we add the word عشر after it. The word عشر does not have التعريف. So let's do that with 13 now, or 13. الثالث is the third, and we add عشر, الثالث عشر. Feminine form, الثالثة عشر. And this is the same pattern for every other number. So 14, الرابع عشر, 15, الخامسة عشر, 16, السادس عشر, and so on for every number. Now getting back to number 11, 11, the first word is not going to be al-awwal, so we're not going to say al-awwal ashar. That's incorrect. Instead, there's a different word, and it is al-hadi. So we say al-hadi ashar. And the feminine form is al-hadiyata ashar. So this is something you're just going to have to memorize. One has a different form. So to say first is awwal, even though the number 1 is wahid. And to say 11, we don't say al-awwal ashar, we say al-hadi ashar. An example in real life, when do we use these numbers? أسكن في الطابق الثاني عشر. I live on the 12th floor. Remember, al-ta'rif, the first two alif lam, is connected to الثاني, but not to عشر. Moving on to how to say the ordinal form of numbers such as 20, 30, 40, 50. 20, 30, 40, 50. How do we say the 40th or the 20th? Well, it's very simple for these numbers. We simply add al-ta'rif to the beginning of the word. So al-20 is the 20th, al-30, al-40, al-50. An example in real life is الثلاثون من أكتوبر, the 30th of October. These numbers can either be al-20 or al-20 according to the case in Arabic. So from an aspect of i'rab, which is a little bit more advanced. But the point is it could be 20, al-20, or العشرين. Point is though that it has التعريف at the beginning. So we covered how to say ordinal numbers from 1 through 10, both masculine and feminine forms. And we also covered how to say the teen numbers 11 through 19, again, both in the masculine form and in the feminine form. And also how to say numbers such as 20, 30, 40, 50, and so on. So taking all that we learned in this video and applying it to the test, we're going to have a small quiz. This quiz is fill in the blanks. So our first question is نحتفل بالذكرى blank لزواجنا. We are celebrating our 62nd wedding anniversary. So you have to fill in the blank with the word 62nd. These are the options available. Take a moment to think and answer before we answer together. The correct answer is الثانية والستين, the 62nd. Similar to how we formed الثاني عشر, we are saying الثانية والستين. A little difference is التعريف is added to both words, whereas in الثاني عشر we did not include both words. We only had it to the first word. And the second difference is that we connect the two words with a wow. And this is how you would form ordinal numbers for any double-digit number other than 11 through 19. So, نحتفل بالذكرى الثانية والستين لزواجنا. Our next question is إنه المنزل blank على اليسار. We want to say it's the third house on the left. So fill in the blank with the word third. Is it الثالثة, الثالث, or الثلاثة? The correct answer is الثالث. إنه المنزل الثالث على اليسار. المنزل is a masculine word, so we're using the masculine form of third. Question number 3. فاطمة فازت بالترتيب blank. Fatima won first place. How do we say first in this sentence? Do we say الأول, الأولى, الحادي, or أول? The correct answer is الأول. First of all, we are using the masculine form for أول because we are talking about the word ترتيب or place, and that is a masculine word. So when we are describing place, we are going to use a masculine adjective to match. Second of all, we did not use the word أول and instead used الأول because place or الترتيب is defined with التعريف. It has the alif lam attached to it, so the adjective describing it also has to have the alif lam attached. And I cover this in much more detail in my video explaining everything you need to know about Arabic adjectives. You can find it in the corner of this video if you'd like to watch. Even though we're talking about Fatima winning first place, first actually describes place and not Fatima, which is why we did not use the feminine form. If we were to say جاءت فاطمة الأولى على الصف, which means Fatima came the first on her class, when we are using the word first, it is reflecting upon Fatima. We didn't say place, we said Fatima came first. So in this circumstance, we would use the feminine form. Our final question in this quiz. إنها الساعة blank. We want to say it's 11 o'clock. So, how do we fill in the blank? With الحادي عشر, الحادية عشر, or أحد عشر? The correct answer is الحادية عشر. We said in order to say 11, you either say الحادي عشر or الحادية عشر. We went with the feminine form because الساعة or clock is feminine. If you would like to learn more on how to tell time in Arabic, I have a video explaining everything you need to know on how to tell time, and you can watch it here. Is this video beneficial? Let me know in the comments and show your like by hitting that like button, and make sure to share with your friends. See you next time. Arabic with Amina.